Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is You Too Can Be Crepe. Can you give me my iPad that's up there? Can you give me my iPad over there? I need to show them something. So this is the this particular review. I'm reviewing the link I posted before on one of my post page, where I think it was titled something like transgender refuses, bless you, transgender refuses to disclose born status to partners. And one of the discussions about it was whether it was considered rape or not, but there were other topics that were talked about. I'll put the link in the description box. It's by a YouTuber called Nite. And I realize I'm giving her more, views for this, but I do think that this topic was something that it attracted a lot of comments because she had it like a panel, and there were several people in that panel, some straight, lesbians, transgenders who were post-op, transgenders who were pre-op, straight women, stuff like that. There were several conversations that were had that were kind of, it was a lot of topics that I think that people don't really talk about. And then part of the reason why I think this topic was brought up is because there was a TikTok that had went out about, I think it was a kid talking about something about being super straight, based on the whole transphobia, homophobia, and all that's been going around. A guy, I think it was banned from TikTok or something. I don't remember the full story, but my understanding is that he had this whole this movement called super straight movement or whatever. Let me see if I can find that article, try to read it. That there was this super straight movement that was ended up picked up by a lot of hate groups, and it was supposed to be in response to, let me see if I can find it, TikTok, to the whole transgender topic. So let's see, TikTok. I don't know why. Okay, TikTok, super straight ban. Maybe that'll help me find it. But it was I think the one she posted on her thing was an Asian. He says, "Why did TikTok ban super straight sexuality movement?" And it said that this is a website that's explaining the drama. It said the super straight sexuality movement has taken over TikTok and other social media sites. However, TikTok has now banned it on its platform because these users got caught up in the trend of super straight movement after it was being categorized as a new sexual orientation. Super straight was defined as a new sexuality that means that you are only attracted to cisgender women or men. In a sense, they're using cisgender for the words natural born men and women. And then he says, TikTok banned the movement because it went against the community guidelines. In a statement to Pink News, a TikTok representative said, "Community guidelines make clear that we do not tolerate hate speech or hateful ideologies. We take action when issues are brought to our attention. The super straight movement had always received backlash from multiple people on social media, even though there were a handful of people who admired the latest trend. Others deemed it problematic. Before its ban, the hashtag had nearly 40.9 million views on TikTok. The super straight term was given birth by a TikTok user named Kyle Royce. However, he was also banned from the platform after the social media site blocked the super straight hashtag." And it says, what was the super straight movement? Kyle Royce used the term to explain his sexual preference while adding that super straight should be deemed as a sexuality preference alongside LGBTQ+. As mentioned above, a super straight person is someone who is only attracted towards the opposite gender on the basis that they are naturally born. A person whose gender identity corresponds with the sex the person had or was identified with at birth. At the same time, people who supported came up with a flag of their own. The flag is made up of a black and orange colors. Several users made the flag their profile picture or had been using it on their bio. So for me, it became kind of like like I was saying, the super straight movement was seen as a hate speech. Now, here's the thing, because I know that before I start talking about this, it might trigger a few people, because I know that some of my viewers are, I have multi-viewers. I have straight people, I have gay people, I'm sure there might be some trans people here, lesbians. I don't really have any preference on who watches what, whatever the case is, because it's a free country in my mind. So when I talk about these things, I know that there's some things I might say that might trigger a few people. So I want you to use your spirit of discernment and actually pay attention to what I'm saying. Don't pick apart what you think I said, and don't go deep into it and try to interpret what you think I said. Those of you who've watched my channel for a long time know that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. So hear my words, because some of y'all only want to hear what you want to hear, and actually understand what I'm trying to say. Now, do I think that this whole super straight thing should be included in the LGBTQ plus? That's just stupid. Let's just be real. That's just stupid. But as far as the video that I was watching with the Nique at Nite, there were several things that kind of, when I was watching it, I felt some type of way about it. Now, there were several things that were said in the video. There was a lady, a woman, a transgender woman or trans woman by the name of Lady Luck. And the whole thing was, the panel was there. Lady Luck was having a conversation with several members of all communities, straight, gay, lesbian, and Lady Luck had several arguments with several of them. And I felt like at times what they were saying to her was very disrespectful to her. I can see how she perceived that as disrespectful. But at other times, I could see how it was a little bit delusional, because Lady Luck comes off as a transgender woman who's bitter towards naturally born women. Because as a transgender woman, she has felt from the moment that she was 3 years old that she was born in the wrong body. She has a sense of gender dysphoria. She's stuck in this body, and it's not the body that she felt like she's supposed to have been born with at birth. So you have to watch, you're growing up watching other people that you feel should have been like you. It's the same feeling I felt when I had my miscarriage. I went to church and I was looking at a bunch of other women out there having their babies, and I'm thinking, I felt a certain type of way. Not that it was their fault, I was just jealous. Like, why isn't it my turn? Why didn't that happen to me? Lady Luck took it to another level, because the level of hate that she has within herself, she blames natural born women for everything. She blames the women for the men that she dated that don't want to claim her in public, that only want to be with her in private. She blamed natural born women for the reason why trans male and female get murdered in the street. She blames women for virtually every single trouble that's going on in her life. She blames natural born women for it. And I thought that was just crazy to me. Another conversation that they had was, that I think the argument started initially, was they had asked Lady Luck, do you think that it is appropriate for you to disclose the fact that you are a transgender woman to your partners before they interact with you? And Lady Luck said, no, I don't think I should tell them. Why should I tell them? Because I'm a woman, I have a vagina. And they're heterosexual, and since I'm a woman now, I don't need to tell them that. Now, I need Lady Luck to understand something, okay? Just like there are some psychological struggles associated with individuals who are transgender, gay, straight, there are some psychological aspect of it, right, that comes along with it because of how society is designed. And because of that, that also applies to other people. There are some people out there who consider themselves heterosexual and straight that would have some serious mental health issues if they know that the person that they have had intercourse with is a transgender male or female, right? That chose to eliminate their choice of whether or not they wanted to engage in that. The topic came up as if it would say that it was rape if Lady Luck does that. If you take away someone's choice and to engage in sexual acts because you feel like there's something about yourself that may turn them off, you have essentially taken away their choice, and in a sense, you're raping them. Lady Luck said, no, I don't think that that's rape. I don't know if that's rape or not, because I would have to dive into research more to see if that's rape. But what I do know is if somebody has HIV, if somebody has chlamydia, if somebody has gonorrhea, if somebody has herpes, if somebody has anything that could affect me, a stranger meeting you in your life, you have to disclose that information as part of us getting to know each other. It doesn't matter if it was a one-night stand. What you have is going to affect me in some way. You have to give me the choice of whether or not I want to engage with you in that way or not. To take away that choice because you're in yourself decided that you're a woman, the fact is, there's a difference between a transgender woman and a naturally born woman. That is a guaranteed fact. Now, does that mean that I'm better because I'm naturally born? No. I have, however, have seen several interviews and several documentaries and several shows with transgender women who have this thing that they do where if they're arguing or they're trying to make a point, whether they're arguing with a straight man who just found out, like I know I used to watch Jerry Springer all the time. I don't know if y'all remember. Jerry Springer will come up and they used to have these episodes. I don't know if it's like if it was a setup or if it was planned. I don't know. I don't do those type of reality shows, but I do remember on the show years ago when I was watching it as a teenager, there would be a scene where a guy will come on there. He's in love with this beautiful woman, just gorgeous. The body, everything, face is beautiful. And the guy, the reveal comes out that she's born a man. And the man is now feeling some type of way about it, uncomfortable because their choice was taken, and not to mention, it's, you know, you're on national television. And the argument that the trans woman would say is, I'm a woman. Hell, I'm even better than natural women. I've watched some where they said, I'm even better. I do it better. And you loved it. And I never appreciated that, because it almost seems like when you watch, like, I don't know if you guys, when you guys get video games or whatever the case is, like you have the PS1, the PS2, the PS3, PS4, PS5. PS5 is supposed to be better than PS4. That, like, it's almost like you're saying that the original is not as effective or is not good. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but if a trans woman, I don't feel like I'm better than a trans woman. I don't feel like I'm a better woman than a trans woman. I don't feel that way because I don't compare myself to anybody's, period. I just don't. I think I'm just designed the way I'm supposed to be designed, and I love myself the way that I am. But when a trans woman looks at me, or if any trans woman look at me and tell me that you're better than me because you think that to me, I can't find the right words to say it, but I take that as an insult. And one of the things Lady Luck was doing when she was arguing with one of the girls is she said, my pussy is better than you. It's probably better than yours. And I was just like, okay, if you want not to be disrespected and to be seen as equally as women, then whatever parts you have should be better than any other natural born woman. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. Number two, there was one of the girls in that same video was saying something like, Lady Luck, you don't have a vagina, you have an inverted penis. And I felt like that was extremely disrespectful to Lady Luck. That was disrespectful because you have somebody who has been growing up since, as she said, the age of 3, feeling like she was born in the wrong body. And you are now taunting her by telling her that the closest that she could get to the body that she feels like she's supposed to be born into, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Man can only do so much. You're disrespecting her. On the other hand, there were some facts that they were stating to Lady Luck that she wasn't acknowledging when they're telling her that you are not the same as a natural born woman, because you're not the same. That's just the fact. Your vagina, while it is the shape of one, was man-made. It's not, there were certain things that come along with it. And when I sit there and I explain to you what I mean, let me explain to you what I mean, because I'm gonna read it how it was written when I researched it online. When they talk about the male to female reassignment, there's several things that happens. They said the clitoris is formed from the marked portion of the head of the penis, right? The vagina is then made from penile skin and scrotal skin. That's the scrotum, which is something that a male is, or I guess a male is, or what they call is a cis man is born with. And then they reshape it, the male genitals, to appear as much as possible, is what they said, and function like a female genitalia. After undergoing hormone therapy, after going through facial hair removal, after going through facial feminization surgery, after having breast augmentation, which they also reposition the nipples, after going through testicle removal, and since castration, after skin or foreskin and penis is inverted. After that, the skin and the foreskin of the penis is now inverted. And then they said lubrication is needed when having sex. And occasionally, douching is advised so that bacteria does not start to grow and give off odors. In addition to that, there are other procedures that some transgender women will go through, where it includes voice feminization surgery, facial feminization surgery, breast and or buttock augmentation. Now, there's also other things that they have to do. There's dilating. Post-operative vaginal dilation, okay? They said that it's important for the initial surgery recovery and the regular maintenance of a transgender penises, and they call it neovagina. They actually have a name for it. They said it begins a few days after surgery and is required for life maintenance. Without it, the skin graft inside the vagina tends to contract, leading to the shortening or closure of the neovagina. This result is irreversible once it closes. A person can never regain the original vaginal depth by resuming or doing more dilation. Dilation may not be pleasant, but it's essential to follow your surgeon's dilation protocol in order to prevent loss of depth of your new vagina. This involves inserting a lubricated dilator into the neovagina and keeping it in there for a specific amount of time. And it can take up to 2.5 hours per day, depending on what your surgeon prescribes. And then with this, they also gave us an information about what it is when a female is trying to transition to male for reassignment. They remove the breast via mastectomy. They remove the uterus via hysterectomy, and that they can also remove your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, your cervix. They remove the vagina via vaginectomy, and they also construct a penis by something called, I could be pronouncing this wrong, medoid metoidioplasty or phalloplasty. By taking testosterone replacement therapy, they also can do chest reconstruction. Basically, there are different ways that they could do this to try and simulate what a natural born penis would look like, so that way the individual that's a trans man can feel like more of himself and live life the way that he feels like he should have been living it in the first place. So these things are things that I understand. Now here's where things differ for me, right? There were several arguments that were made with Lady Luck. Lady Luck says something like she knows she doesn't have any ovaries. She knows she doesn't have any uterus, but that she's still the exact same as a natural born woman. That is a lie. And that is actually what I took as what was the most insulting, I think, out of that entire video. First of all, I think that people make too big a deal about this whole trans homosexual thing. I feel like it's a big of a deal. It is, people let people live the way that they feel like they should live. However, that statement was an insult to me. Why? Because saying that that I don't have a uterus or I may not have an ovaries is minimizing the significance of women down to the way that we were seen in 1950s and 1830s and 18 whatevers and way back when they felt like women were inferior to men. They put us in the bracket of the only purpose that you have on this earth is to make babies because you have a uterus and you have ovaries. When Lady Luck said that, that was insulting to me. That is not my sole purpose in life. It's not just to bear children. And those are specific to that. In addition to that, you are not the same as a natural born woman because there are certain illnesses that we're susceptible to because of the way that we're designed. I will never have prostate cancer. So these are certain things that I'm not going to be because I was born a different way. Being different is not a bad thing, but you have to accept your truth as who you are. I feel like Lady Luck completely ignored the trans portion and it was like when you're talking to her, she wasn't grasping what you're saying because she already feels some type of way within herself. I have seen interviews with trans women and trans men who are very secure in themselves and don't live life the way they're supposed to. There was also something else Lady Luck said, that in addition to saying that she doesn't feel like she has to let anybody know that she's transgender for the purpose of giving the person a choice, because there are people in this life, I'm not going to sit up here and say that there are people in this life that do not want to be with transgender male or females for a variety of reasons of their own personal choices. There are some who say, oh my gosh, it's disgusting, is weird, or whatever the case is. I'm not even going to touch on that level of stupidity, but you have your own reasons of why you choose not to be with a trans person. I personally would prefer to be with a natural born male. Why? Because first of all, I wouldn't be able to understand that I don't think I'll be able to even understand what would say. I might say the wrong thing or I might do the wrong thing, and I don't want to offend anybody personally, so I don't know if I want to do that. Number two, there are certain things that I would want personally when it comes to sex. If we're isolating that part, a lot of transgender women still have their male parts. This is fact. Okay, they still have their male part. If I'm with a man who likes being with transgender women, what happens one day if he tells me that he wants dick? I can't give you that. That's not something I can provide. So for me, there are certain things, there's certain aspects of it that I don't know if I'll be able to give you. If that's, so for me, there are several things. I mean, I have my other reasons why I'm not going to go down it, but to now label a person, I don't even know what I feel like nowadays we have this cancel culture thing going on, where if somebody says what you don't like or somebody says what you feel some type of way, people are like, oh, cancel that person. I have not seen somebody cancel anybody for heterophobia or black phobia, because I also know that there was a time black people are still fighting to get equality and be treated the right way. And there are people that would say they don't want to be with a black person solely because of their skin complexion. And nobody cancels them. Twitter doesn't block them. TikTok doesn't block them. Facebook don't block them. They just, hell, on TV, they're just out there saying, hell, rap music, they say it all the time. But when somebody makes a comment and says, well, I would prefer to be with somebody who's naturally born male or naturally born female, it's a bad thing. But then there are people out there that says, well, I'm open to date what if somebody says, well, I don't prefer to be with cis men or women. I just prefer to be with transgender people. They don't get blocked either. So I feel like there's a bit of a double standard there in that regard. So listening to that, to watching, I'm only commenting based on that video, what they said. You're welcome to go watch it. I'm going to put the link in my description box to hear what they said. But there were several disturbing topics that were talked about. I did feel like Lady Luck was being attacked in a way. Maybe that's why she felt that way, because it did seem like every single person there felt some type of way. I know that the lesbian couple that spoke, she specifically said that she was mad because as a lesbian woman and as a natural born female, her wife had to go through what I personally have gone through, which is having fibroids the size of I don't know who, and sitting up there in the hospital and they're telling you that they're gonna have to basically take out a part of you that you're born with and take out a piece of you in order to be able to fix you. That doesn't make any sense to me. As they were saying it to me, I felt some type of way. I was ready. I was pissed off. Hell, my husband was sitting up there and I was just like, the doctor was like, so if we can't stop the bleeding, that means we have to take out your uterus. We have to take out everything, whatever it is that's causing the bleeding to save your life. Are you okay with that? I said, no, let me die on that bed. And as he just looked dead at me. He just looked at me like I was crazy. But as a woman, with my parts, this is what I was born with, this is what I have. I don't want any piece of me being removed for any reason. Everything is supposed to function in its own way in my body. Everything works when everything is intact. I don't want to lose anything. So I felt some type of way. The lesbian couple that was there, the lady was speaking about her wife, and she said that her wife felt, as a female, she felt all that process. She felt that, and she was trying to explain to Lady Luck that you're a trans woman and you are a woman, but you're also different than the natural born woman, and there's nothing wrong with that, because there's certain things that we go through that you may never be able to understand. We mature differently. When I was going through puberty, it was a whole lot different. I'm sure it was a different experience than what Lady Luck experienced. But watching that video, I don't know, I had several concerns. I would like y'all to actually watch the video and then give me a comment on what you guys think and how you guys perceived how it went. Because there were certain things there, I don't even know if I can form it in words without muddling a few things, because I don't want to say the wrong thing or hurt anybody's feelings or try to be pissed off. I just know that there's a resounding, factual, proven, doesn't matter to say that trans women and natural born women are not the same. Trans men and natural born men are not the same. It's just factual. It's not necessarily that you're less than or that they're better than. It's just, it is what it is. But I felt like in the manner that they were trying to get Lady Luck to kind of see it may have been a little bit too aggressive, considering that mentally that was probably something that she struggled with, like she said, since she was 3 years old. So it's a touchy subject. I did not appreciate that Lady Luck was blaming women for every damn thing, because she also said that women are the reason why heterosexual men are attacking trans women all the time, because we shame them and call them disgusting and call them nasty. But when I was watching Jerry Springer and when I was watching all these other documentaries, it seemed like heterosexual males are the ones who are making fun of heterosexual men who choose to be with trans women. It's not women who are causing trans women to be out there being hurt, because we're over here trying to shame them for doing that. If anything, women are the ones who are more fluid in their mindset, more than men, because this is a patriarchal society, and that's what it has been in virtually every single environment in the entire world. Is a patriarchal society. They're the ones who make damn near all the rules. So I felt like with her, there was some deep-rooted issues, and those deep-rooted issues are the reasons why she takes the stand that she takes. But I will firmly stand on the fact that trans women and natural born women are two different things, because our life experiences are different. The way that we grow up are different, as far as mentally and as far as physically, it's different. Our experiences are different. No, not one person in this world is the same. So to sit there and now make the stance that you are it's not factual. I also don't want it to be a situation to where natural born women aren't able to speak their mind and be honest without offending someone or being defensive. I don't think that I'm better than anybody, but I should be able to let you know that we are different. We're not the same. And you need to be okay with that. To be fully comfortable in yourself, you have to be okay with your differences as well. I'm not the same as everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be able to accept that. Anyway, watch the video. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to say, and how I'm trying to articulate. I don't know if I pieced my thoughts together properly the way that I want to. I just know that watching that particular video, it was like, I think an hour long or so, 2 hours long, and then there was the full conversation in a 4-hour length also on her channel. Go ahead and check it out. I know somebody told me to review it, and I said I would. I couldn't put down every single aspect of the video because it was just too much going on. It was just too much, and there was also too much yelling, and some of the people were getting cussed out, some were getting yelled at, some people were being threatened, like we're gonna fuck you up. I mean, it was crazy. So I couldn't say everything on that, but this is my take on the little bit that I did get of it. Okay?